So, hi you guys. Today I wanted to talk about my blog that I wrote a couple of months ago. Let's get started. I'm from a little town called Henderson, North Carolina. Um, yeah, I was born and raised there. I'm an only child. My mom has been diagnosed with MS as long as I can remember, I guess since I was maybe I want to say 10 or 11 years old. She's been struggling with it. And so she's always, as long as I can remember, has had these episodes of being perfectly fine and then have these episodes of being not fine. And so she just currently had a stroke in December, had 4 strokes in December. And so she is now in the hospital, but she was at a rehabilitation center, but she's now in the hospital. And so they've just told me that for the rest of her life, she will be dealing with aspiration pneumonia because she cannot swallow, she cannot speak. So I decided in that moment that I would make my blog and maybe reach out to some other people who are going through similar situations. My mom, she's had some extreme, I talked about some of the lows, she's had some extreme highs. She had cataract surgery about a year ago on both her eyes and she could see. And I remember her testimony at church being, "I can see," and crying. And so she had some highs. She had been sick. She finally was able to get the MS medication through her insurance company because there's always a battle with MS because it's a disease that you will have the rest of your life. There has to be a certain point where you get to where they can say okay, this person can take the MS medication. And it sucks because that point is most of the time when you can't walk. Like my mom walked with a cane. So that point was that moment there. Or it could be a point where it might be too late for someone else or something like that because MS is a neurological disease, and neurological diseases most of the time cause damages that are irreversible. So it could be a point of you not being able to walk or you have a stroke and then they approve you. But my mom was lucky enough, she got on her MS medication and it was working. But my mom, about a year ago, was diagnosed with having brain lesions from the MS. And what ultimately caused her strokes was her MS causing inflammation in her blood vessels in her brain. And it didn't help that she already had brain lesions. And that proceeded to lead into her having her first stroke and not being able to talk. And I think the stress of all of that caused her to have her second and third stroke. And then they had to give her a feeding tube. And it got infected. And the pain from that is what I believe caused her MS is a disease that ravages through families. There are so many different stories and different people going through different battles of this disease. And so I'm just thankful that I had 22 great years. I'm very thankful that I got to be with my mom along this beautiful journey. Even though it's so painful, it's also beautiful because I got so close to my mom and so close to all of her friends and everyone else that she's life she has touched. I have seen what a wonderful person she is. There are people calling who I may have talked to once in my life, and they call me every single day to check on my mother. Or there are people who my mom was so close with, and they go and see her once a week or something. So in the pain and the hurt, I have learned so much. And I've also learned through myself that I am strong because I've made decisions that no one should have to make about anyone that they love. Not only their mother, anyone. I've heard my mom scream my name in pain. I've seen things that the normal 22-year-old person shouldn't see. Be that inspiration for someone else. Maybe not even in Henderson, but someone else who's from a small town or someone else who's going through something extremely hard. And I want to show them, if I can do it and I'm from little nowhere Henderson, then you can too. Or my mom is sick. Your mom is sick too. Let us empower each other. Let us encourage each other. Let us be a role model for each other. But this is my story. and I just wanted to share it. So I opened up this platform. I started with my blog. Like, I started very small with a blog, and I wrote, if you don't know it, then I'll probably link it below. But I started really small. I wrote, I think, 2 paragraphs, and I always wanted to, after I made it, make a video about my blog. And as much encouragement as I want to give to someone else, I'm sure that people watching my videos will give me encouragement too, not just watching it but commenting, and because everyone on earth is going through something, and so I understand that, and so I can draw from what they're going through just like they can draw from what I'm going through. So I just ask that you keep me in your prayers, and hopefully I know everything will work out. So thanks for watching, you guys. Please like and subscribe.